Hello and welcome to my knitting vlog. My name is Anniku and I'm a knitwear designer from Finland. So, first things first, I just launched the Wild One sweater on Ravelry. I think you might have seen this in the Don't Be Beige episode. So, if you're still looking for a beige sweater with a bit of fun leopard print, then maybe this is the thing for you. What can I say about this? It comes in 9 sizes, knitted in koos, I think that's how it's pronounced, from Sandnes garn. And yeah, you need 2 colors. You should be, well, at least a beginner in colorwork. I don't think that it's too difficult, but that's subjective. The pattern comes with an additional chart for the body where I actually number the, how to put it, the stitches, so it's easier to follow. Of course you can do that by hand with the pencil to see where you should put your floats and how long is one section in one color. I'm not sure I'm actually explaining that properly. It's been a while since I've been speaking in English again. So anyhow, it is a colorwork yoke sweater, which is the bust size and the actual body size are the same. The sleeves are tapered. And what else can I say? It's knitted on 4 and 4.5 millimeter needles, EU size. I'm sorry, but I don't remember the American conversion ever. Tubular cast on for the short row version, and tubular bind off. Of course you can skip those always if you hate them. What else? It has about 5 to 10 centimeters of positive ease. Let's see if I can somehow, well, if I stand up maybe you can see it better. I hope that it focuses. I mean, I really don't know what this camera does when I'm on it. But yeah, and I kind of tuck it in a bit. It's not too warm, although this is listed as a bulky weight yarn, but maybe because of its construction, it's a blown yarn. It feels kind of lightweight. So now that it's some plus degrees here in Finland, it's still okay to wear, even outside, or of course, especially outside, even inside. Yeah. Anything else? Oh yeah, it comes with 2 neck construction options. This is the folded one without the short rows. This is my first first attempt when designing this sweater. I wasn't sure. I mean, I did want short rows into it, but it's kind of difficult to add short rows to a colorwork pattern. I mean, at least in this style of colorwork pattern where it's full colorwork from top to bottom. So I did not do that in the first version. Then I was thinking that maybe I should try if I could actually add it to the ribbing, as I did with my Vesper sweater, and I did that, but this is not really a Wild One sweater. But I still wanted to show you this one because of the short rows at the neck. It helps a bit, of course, how the sweater fits, but I actually have no issues with this. It's still warm enough, and I don't mind that there is a tiny bit of gap here, that my neck is cold, so to speak. So what's this one? This is a wannabe second version of the Wild One sweater, but it's knitted in the same yarn. It's koos again, from Sandnes garn. But with this one, I did modify the colorwork charts. So this is a bit narrower, the colorwork charts, and it's more fitted. It's also, the length is cropped. Did I do some other stuff with it? Probably not. I still haven't blocked it or fixed the armhole stitches. This is the thing with this yarn and this kind of design, that no matter how hard you try, you might end up with holes here at the underarm cast on. But then you just go back once you're finished and then you sew them, and nobody is the wiser. So there, it's no big deal. Also, I personally don't like to add, this is the back, maybe now it's better. I don't like to add short rows in stockinette to a full Colorwork sweater, or even just a yoke Colorwork sweater. I think it doesn't look good, but maybe that's just my personal preference. So anyhow, this is only for my use and for you to see that you can add short rows to the ribbing, and you can knit in a more traditional color way. So because it's launch day, I wanted to celebrate it with a giveaway. So if you want to get the pattern, which is, by the way, if you want to get it right away, it's now 20% discounted until March 15th, no code needed. So I thought, sorry, let's rewind. I wanted to do a giveaway, so please comment wild one, or if you like to knit Colorwork sweaters or not, below, and then I will select a winner in my next episode. So yeah, maybe you don't want to knit this for summer, but maybe this is something to consider for next fall, winter. I think it's cool. I still think that beige doesn't look good on me, and this is a very weird color combination, but I got so many compliments yesterday. Maybe people were being nice just in general, or actually I think that they were sincere. So moving on to the next topic. There was a yarn market somewhere close to the center here in Tampere, Finland, and I went to visit because I agreed on a collaboration with a yarn dyer, a Finnish one, but more about that later. So I went to pick up some yarns, and of course I wanted to see who else is there and say hello to friends and acquaintances and just get to meet new people. And yes, of course I wore my ready released Wild One sweater, of course I did. It's good advertisement, frankly. So what I got from that yarn fair was darning needles. I finally, in my tools episode, I said that I couldn't find metallic needles with the bent tip in Finland, but maybe I was looking at the wrong place or in the wrong place. So I found some from the Knitting Barber, and yeah, it's cool. They come in 4 different colors. I haven't got a chance to test these ones yet. I don't have anything at the moment that requires these, but hopefully soon. So I'm really hoping that these are great. What else? Yeah, so in the yarn market, I stayed there actually quite a while. I think I went around 1 o'clock. I grabbed a sandwich and a lovely flat white. I think it was kind of funny because I love flat whites, but rarely, I don't know why, it's rarely good. There are a few places, or there were a few places in Finland where you could get a decent flat white, but usually it's burnt. I don't know what they do with it. I'm not a barista, so if you're a barista, then please tell me why do they get it wrong. And I do understand that this is a first world problem. But yes, I would, after 1 p.m. or so, I don't want to drink a latte, and I don't like cappuccinos. So I don't know, I just want a flat white with a little bit less milk. So yesterday the venue was next to a restaurant. So I went to get my sandwich and my flat white, and the flat white was awesome. And then I went back to the yarn market, and before that I talked to the salesperson in the restaurant that, oh my god, I think I found the best flat white in Tampere. And thank you so much. And then, okay, I went around the yarn market, I talked with friends and people that I know and complimented others about their knitwear, and I actually met a few people that I know from Instagram, but I haven't met personally, which was fun. Sometimes not everybody shows their faces on social media. I just know them by their Instagram handle, so it was nice to actually have a face, not just, the account and the beautiful designs. So yeah, and then I was thinking about leaving, but then I saw a few people sitting in the cafe part knitting, and I knew one of them very vaguely. So I just went around and said hello, and then I just thought that, well, maybe, I could just sit down and knit here with them instead of going home and knitting alone by myself. So that's what I did, and I ordered a second flat white. And that came out, looked completely different than the first one, and it tasted burnt. So there's that. Lesson learned. Maybe I did jinx it when I complimented the first one. I have no idea. But anyhow, back to knitting. These were my coffee problems. Yes, I am a coffee snob. I am a yarn snob and a coffee snob. So pardon me. I'm not actually apologizing for that. But yeah, I showed you the other sweater. And then I had this genius idea a few weeks ago, I think, that I need more cardigans into my life. I don't know why. I tend to avoid knitting cardigans. Is it just me? Is it the, knitting back and forth? I really have no idea. It's funny because I have no issues in knitting sweaters, apparently, but I only have probably 3 or 4 cardigans, and yes, I do have tons of sweaters. I haven't counted. Don't tell anyone. Anyhow, so maybe I'll start with the yarn. I might have shown you the yarn actually in my very first episodes. So I've had this Sunnis Garn thin silk mohair, and it's attached to somewhere. The Sunday in my stash for quite a while. And of course, like with all good things, they've already discontinued this colorway. This is, I'm sorry, I can't see anything anymore. 3554. But then I thought that, well, I do have a sweater quantity of it still, and I do not want to knit a sweater of it. So maybe I can try and knit a cardigan. I'm sorry, I'll put my swatch somewhere. I'll have to get up to get it. And I had a particular design in mind. I have the Diamonds and Rust sweater still under construction pattern-wise, but I wanted to try if it works for a cardigan. And already way back when I knitted a swatch, because I think I wanted to actually knit a sweater first, but this worked also for the cardigan swatch. I had a few false starts. I have somewhere the beginning of the back. I had just way too many stitches on it. And then I recalculated, I redrew the charts, and then I knit the body of the sweater along with the bottom band. So here it is. And just before you comment that this looks like Sari's book club cardigan, or it resembles the Dagmar jacket from Petite Knit, yes, it does. But I designed the Diamonds and Rust sweater 5 years ago. So way before the book club cardigan and the Dagmar jacket. And no, none of these designs are anything new. I've seen, of course, tons of diamonds patterns in my life, and also cables and folk cables, cables, how you pronounce them, and moss stitch. So there's nothing new there. But yeah, this is my take on the same subject. Let's put it that way. You can do the same thing in tons of different ways. I've added bubbles to the back. It looks, I like how it looks when you put it on. I mean, it kind of adds this funky, not really alien-like, but sort of, yeah, weird thing at your back, especially because this one, unlike the sweater, it doesn't have it, of course, in the front. Anyway, but what I'm thinking about now is that I think I messed up the button band. I mean, by messing up, I think it's too narrow. Otherwise, it's fine. I actually managed to place the buttonholes correctly, and I might have to go and unravel it and knit a wider one, or maybe block it first, maybe knit the sleeves first. I did try a few times. I mean, I did start a few times the sleeves, and I couldn't work the short rows in double stitch because I don't remember what I did with the sweater. My notes were poor as usual. Anyway, I think I will eventually come up with how to do it. There are a few different ways, if you're wondering. What else? Oh yes, this one is knitted top down. It's not a European shoulder. I still hate them. But you still have to pick up here and then, well, you cast on for the back. Then you knit that up until the armholes, probably. And then you pick up stitches here, you knit one front. At the same time, of course, doing the V-neck increases, and then you pick up stitches here. Do short rows in cables, I really hate them as well. And then you knit the other front and then join the entire thing together, and then it's sort of smooth sailing. Yeah, I don't know when I will have the pattern ready. It seems that writing sweater patterns and cardigan patterns takes forever for me. I think the Wild One sweater took me almost 2 years. Okay, I think I had a bit of a drawback, is that the word? Because I fractured my wrist. So there was some recovery time for that. But anyhow, that's still a way too long time to write a pattern for something. I've noticed that I am really good in coming up with ideas. I'm really good in knitting up my ideas, and I really hate writing patterns, and I really, really, really have a strong dislike to grading. So there's that. Yeah, actually for this sweater I didn't grade it. I asked my friend to grade it for me. So I paid for the grading. Yeah, to avoid the pain. But yes, as many more wise people say, that happiness is on the other side of pain. I suppose that's partially true. So maybe I should try and learn to grade better. I mean, I did grade a few things, but I still don't like it. I mean, few things. I don't mean socks or hats. Those are quite simple, but sweaters with complicated designs, it's a pain. And yes, this is also a pain. I still haven't figured out how to do the chart. I mean, should it just be one huge chart and then add more double stitch to the sides, or how? Or just, I've seen in a few knitting books where you have each of the different patterns in different, well, it's like chart A, B, C, D, and then you have a separate sort of a table, like, okay, knit chart A, purl 2, knit chart B, purl 1, and so on. Maybe that's one way to go about it, but I just like to see the chart, and the way I knit this, which is really simple, is that I have the entire chart in stitch fiddle, but entire chart means I had 152 rows of it. So how to put that into an A4? That's a bit complicated. But anyway, I've been laughing at the fact, and I probably will post sometime next week or the one after, that this now is a vest. And when I put it on, since it's even unblocked, I really channel my Eastern European granny. I mean, seriously, back in the 80s and still 90s and probably in 2000, every time I went to visit my grandma and my adopted grandma, so to speak, they had these vests on, ill-fitting knitted vests. So yeah. I'm not saying that this is ill-fitting. I mean, the jury is still out because it hasn't been blocked. And like I said, I probably need to have a bit more wide of a, what was this? Button band. Yeah. Oh, did I say, I probably should be a bit more positive, but I frankly, I know that this is also all the rage and it's trendy and whatnot to knit button bands, especially double, it's not double folded, double button bands, double knit button bands from the bottom up, and you go all the way around here and then you come down this way. This is not a double knitted, it's just a single knitted. But I I have very strong feelings about it. I don't mind picking up the stitches because you have to, well, the way that I do it, you don't have to, but I think that it's much more simple that you go around and pick up first the needed amount of stitches, and then you actually start to knit the bottom band. I don't mind that part, but the knitting the bottom band and then knitting the one stitch together with the last stitch and then turning, and it's just, I don't know why, it's such a pain. So how do you feel about it? Yeah, so I also went and organized my stash. Maybe partially inspired by this, because this is really, really old stash. I mean, really old, at least 4 years old at least. Yeah, I think so. And then I think I mentioned in my stash episode, I'll try to link that below in case you've missed it, that I unfortunately am very bad at keeping track of what yarn I have. I think I'm an optimist about the fact that I remember what I have in my stash, which is actually not true at all, because I tend to buy similar yarns and similar colorways. What I mean by that is, I think 2022 I went to Gotland with my mom for a one-day trip on a ferry from Helsinki, and then of course they have Gotland wool, so I got this one. It's actually spun by Hjellholtz Ullspinneri. I think that's some way to spinneri to pronounce Swedish. Yeah, my Swedish sucks. So this is quite close to this one. It's not the same, it's a bit of a different color, but still, you know, in the same range. I also got a beautiful white, or off-white actually, of the same. And then I got a red one. I just couldn't leave this red. This is winded up with a Swift, and this is just by hand, because I occasionally like to feel the yarn before I knit something from it. So now I'm thinking, or considering, and I've been considering for a while this is fingering weight by the way, to knit a cardigan from these two as well. I think I'll leave the red one out, that may be too much. I did try this for a Colorwork swatch for the sweater that I've been wearing in a few of my podcasts, vlogs, but it doesn't work. I don't think this works. What do you say? I'm not sure if it's the Colorwork or if it's the colors, but Gotland wool behaves a bit differently than, for example, Finch sheep, which is interesting. So I'm wondering if this will work for a more graphic design, but I don't know when I will get around to do it. So yeah, this is one of the yarns that I bought that are in the same or similar colorways, and yeah, if it suits me, I have no idea. I'm not sure I care. It's more like I wear what I want, and if somebody thinks that I look like a clown, well, that's their opinion. That's fine. Yeah, on that note, this is more similar to this, but still not the same. So yeah, there we go. Rusty colorways. This is Rauma Finul. I have no idea what the colorway is. This rusty brown, and I found a bit of a off-white to it. This is Rauma Finul, yeah, PT2. I think this is ancient. I'm not sure if they still call it PT2 or whatever, or if it's just Finul. And I'm thinking about adding some Isager silk mohair to it. As you can see, these are leftovers, so I have to dig up the colorways. But Isager silk mohair is still one of my favorite silk mohairs in the entire world. Of course, I haven't tested all of them. So what I'm thinking about is I noticed a bit of progress, although like I said, I don't really like pattern writing or grading and all that, but still there is some progress. Maybe that's helpful in my pattern writing style. So I am thinking about reknitting a few of my old patterns from 2020, I think, and I'm thinking about reknitting the Rowan mittens out of these, and I deactivated it on Ravelry, so don't buy it yet. You can't buy it now, but anyway, and I'm thinking about relaunching it because it hasn't, I mean, way back when nobody knew about me and I wasn't really designing constantly, so I had one pattern here and another one there, and it didn't really get the love that it deserved. But that's why I am thinking of reknitting it, and I think it would go awesomely well with these. And I'm also actually thinking if I have some leftover yarn to make a cabled beanie out of it, so that might work. Oops, those are my future plans. Let's see if I get around to it. And I guess that is it for today. I finished the beanie and the cowl that I had to do for a autumn special publication. Next month there will be also one of my patterns in a book that I'm very excited about, but more about that later on. What else? Oh yeah, just a reminder, if you watch this far, then if you want to get the Wild One sweater pattern, please comment Wild One and I will draw the winner next time. Please subscribe and comment anything else and everything else. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Just, yeah, comment generally. I really love to engage with people. I mean, it might not seem like it, but I really love reading your comments, and it's been fun, especially in a few of my videos where tons of people commented. It was really fun to have actual discussions. So if you like what you see, please comment and subscribe, and you can find me on Ravelry, on Instagram and Ko-fi. Anything else? Probably not really. I try to link everything down below, and see you next time. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!